Hello, my name is Sisi and I'm a Ugandan medical doctor working and training in the UK. I really believe that WAST is the best job for international medical graduates. I did it and I highly recommend it. So WAST stands for Widening Access to Specialty Training. It is a 12-month program designed to help you develop the skills and competencies required to apply to the specialty training program on completion. So basically, it seems to have been designed for us IMGs in mind. The first major advantage of this job is a guaranteed CREST form. If you've tried to get your CREST form signed before, you might know how hard it can get to get a consultant willing to actually do it for you. CREST stands for Certificate for Readiness to Enter Specialty Training. This form is required if you did not do your foundation or internship in the UK and you want to do your specialty training in the UK. Health Education England, who are the ones that recruit for this job, sent an email directly to my supervisors in both my placements at the beginning, letting them know what the whole point of the placement was, and sent them the form as well, so they could know from the very beginning that the whole point of me doing this job was so I could get the form signed. So that way everyone knew what was expected and it was really easy for me. How many jobs have you had paying you to take a job? For me, I felt like I was being paid to please take a job. You're given an allowance of £5,000 tax-free cash to help you in your expenses of relocating to the UK. I mean, this is basically free money. Who would say no to free money? Not me. Would you? On that note, I would like to thank the sponsors of this video. Oh wait, I am the sponsor of this video. Why? Because I'm not being paid to do these videos, guys. Why am I not being paid? Because I'm not monetized on YouTube. Why? Because you are watching my videos and you're not subscribing. You're watching the videos and you're not liking. You're not leaving a comment and you're not even sharing with your friends. Why, guys? Watch the Munjagal is as a sponsorship. Again, more free money. During the WAST job, you have a study budget of up to £1,000 that you can use for courses and conferences. So for me, I even struggled to use up all the money, and in fact, I did not. I used £500 to pay for my ALS, so that's the Advanced Life Support Training course. I also used £300 to attend an international conference, and so that left £200 that I did not use, but I could have if I had where to use it for. So I would advise, if you do this job, make sure you get lots of courses, conferences, things that you're interested in and things that can build your career. You can add to your CV and then apply for them, and don't leave any money on the table. All the perks of being a trainee and none of the stress. So as a WAST trainee, I was treated just like all the other trainees. So for instance, I had protected education time, we had teachings. So every time when it's time for teachings, we'd all leave the ward and leave the poor non-trainees to stay and look after the patients. I had access to an electronic portfolio, which can get really hard to get sometimes if you're a non-trainee, and loads of other things. So basically, I felt like a trainee, but then without all the disadvantages. One of the disadvantages of being a trainee is that well, not a disadvantage, but one of the tricky bits is something called ARCP. This is like the appraisal process for trainees. It's basically like appraisal, but it's much more detailed. There's higher standards expected of you, so many things expected of you. But for me as a WAST trainee, when it came time for appraisal, I was treated like a non-trainee. So my appraisal was actually easier. I struggled hard to get cons about this job really, but number one is a 1-year contract. So because WAST is only 1 year, then that means you have a 1-year contract, and so you have only a 1-year visa. So that means that after about 6 months, you start looking for the next job. People don't know about you guys. So this is because I think by the time I did my WAST job, I was in the 2nd cohort. So it had just started, people didn't know about you. When I went to the ward, my consultant actually had not heard about me, he hadn't read his emails. So it was a bit of a surprise. People keep asking you, what's WAST, what's WAST? You have to keep explaining who you are. But I think now, because there's been plenty of cohorts, there must be more awareness about it. And so I think that problem should have resolved by now. So because the WAST program is being done intentionally, they're trying to attract more people to do GP or psychiatry. Currently, you can only rotate in 2. So it's 6 months in psychiatry or 6 months in acute medicine. And then there's also a 2-week tester period in GP. So if you want other specialties, then that can be a con. But for me, who was sure I wanted psychiatry, it was perfect because I got, first of all, the UK psychiatry experience to see if I can really do psychiatry even here. And also, I got acute medicine experience to see what that life is like, and also you need it anyway to get your CREST form signed. At the time that I applied, the interviews were in person only at the Etihad Stadium in Manchester, which is where all specialty training interviews used to take place. But because of COVID now, there's no more face-to-face interviews, and it's mostly digital interviews if at all. So There's hope that probably there would be a digital interview offered as well for WAST, maybe. I don't know. At the time of filming this video, the recruitment is on hold because of COVID and the pandemic, and the website says that might start recruiting again for the August 2022 intake or even February 2023. So if your PLAB journey is in line with those dates, then it will be perfect for you. They have a mailing list that you can put your email address in and sign up so you can be the first to know when they start recruiting again. I will link it below, and I will encourage you guys to please go ahead, put your email, be the first to know so you can apply for this very best job for IMGs. Are you just starting out your UK journey and you've been wondering what do you have to do to actually get to the point of applying for jobs? Watch this video.